Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the stuff in your home? We are surrounded by so much, but does it truly bring us joy? This is a journey toward finding peace in our spaces through minimalism. Minimalism is more than just clean homes. It's a way of thinking. It is about making a conscious choice to keep only what's truly important, focusing on quality, not quantity. It is not about deprivation, but surrounding yourself only with things you love. Ask yourself, does this spark joy? Decluttering our space declutters our minds, creating calm. Our homes become sanctuaries, discovering what is essential for your happiness, creating a life that is clearer and filled with purpose. Many see minimalism as a trend with neutral colors and empty surfaces, but the principles behind it are not new. Minimalism feels relevant today because our lives are so full of things, information, and distractions. Minimalism offers a gentle solution, giving us permission to unplug and be more intentional with our time. It's not about an empty house, but a full life where experiences are more important than things. This shift can bring freedom, empowering you to design a life that reflects who you are. It is a tool to navigate modern life, guiding us back to ourselves and the feeling of peace it creates. When we think about minimalism, our homes are often the first place that comes to mind. It is where we begin and end our days. It is our personal space in a busy world. So, what does a minimalist home actually look like? It is not about living in an empty white box, as some might imagine. Instead, it is about transforming your living space into a true sanctuary, a place where every object has a purpose or brings you deep joy. It is a home that supports your well-being, rather than demanding your constant attention. Imagine walking into a room where you feel an immediate sense of peace. The surfaces are clear, allowing your eyes to rest. The light flows freely, making the space feel open and airy. This environment is created by making conscious choices. It starts by looking at each item you own and asking yourself if it serves a practical function or if it truly makes your heart sing. If the answer is no, you thank it for its service and let it go. This process is not about restriction. It is about liberation from the weight of clutter. Minimalism extends to our closets. For many, wardrobes are a source of daily stress. We face a closet packed with clothes, yet feel we have nothing to wear. An intentional wardrobe offers a simpler alternative, a capsule wardrobe. It's a small collection of essential, versatile, high-quality items you love to wear. These pieces can be mixed and matched easily. Getting dressed becomes effortless. You let go of clothes you never reach for. The benefits are immense. You save time, money, and reduce your environmental impact. It gives you the freedom to focus on more important things. While the visual changes in our homes and closets are, the most obvious, the most profound impact of minimalism actually happens within us. It's a shift in our mindset. Our external world is often a mirror of our internal state. When our homes are cluttered and chaotic, our minds can often feel the same way. We're constantly reminded of unfinished tasks, things we need to organize, and decisions we have yet to make. This creates a low level of persistent mental noise. It's kind of like having too many tabs open on a computer. Everything slows down and it becomes hard to focus. By simplifying our physical environment, we create the space for our minds to become still. When you're not constantly distracted by the clutter around you, your thoughts can become clearer. There's less to manage, less to clean, and less to worry about. This frees up an incredible amount of mental energy. Suddenly, you have more capacity to be present in the moment. You can focus more deeply on your work, engage more fully in conversations with loved ones, and just enjoy the quiet moments of your day without a nagging to-do list running in the back of your mind. This new mental clarity also changes how we approach our finances and our time. Minimalism encourages intentional spending. Instead of buying things to seek temporary happiness or to keep up with others, you become a conscious consumer. You ask yourself if a purchase aligns with your values and if it will genuinely add value to your life. This mindful approach helps you save money, reduce debt, and direct your resources toward experiences that create lasting memories, like travel, learning a new skill, or spending quality time with family and friends. You start funding your life, not just your lifestyle. Ultimately, minimalism is not about what you remove from your life, but what you make room for. By letting go of the non-essential, you create space for what truly matters. You gain more time, more freedom, and more mental peace. Your life becomes less about acquiring and more about being. You begin to appreciate the simple joys, a walk in nature, a good book, a heartfelt conversation. This is the true essence of what minimalism looks like. It's not an empty life, but a life intentionally filled with purpose, connection, and contentment. So, why has minimalism become so popular? It's a reaction to extreme excess and hyper-consumerism. For decades, success was measured by possessions, but this left many feeling unfulfilled. The 2008 financial crisis shook the consumer-driven dream. People questioned their values and searched for a more meaningful life. Minimalism offered a way to reduce financial stress and find contentment. This reaction was also fueled by environmental awareness. People connected shopping habits to overflowing landfills and climate change. Minimalism became a sustainable model for living, resonating deeply with many. Minimalism needed champions, and it found them at just the right moment. Joshua Fields Millburn and Ryan Nicodemus, the minimalists, made the philosophy relatable by sharing their own struggles and transformation from corporate excess to intentional living. Their blog, books, and documentaries brought minimalism to a mainstream audience. Meanwhile, in Japan, my KonMari method, centered on the question, does it spark joy?, offered a practical, step-by-step approach to decluttering. The global success of my book and Netflix series proved people craved guidance for simplifying their lives. Social media amplified these messages as influencers documented their minimalist journeys and inspired others to start their own. Minimalism's visual language, simple homes, capsule wardrobes, made it look both aspirational and achievable. These voices reframed minimalism as a tool for personal growth, not just an aesthetic. They highlighted benefits like financial freedom, deeper relationships, and letting go of mental baggage. By sharing vulnerabilities and triumphs, they built a supportive community around intentional living. Minimalism grew from a niche idea to a global movement thanks to these guides. They gave people permission and practical tools to design more authentic lives. The movement's real power came from its accessibility and the sense of belonging it fostered. The COVID-19 pandemic forced the world to pause and reflect. Lockdowns made us confront our homes and our clutter like never before. Suddenly, our living spaces became offices, schools, and sanctuaries. The need for calm and order sparked a massive wave of decluttering. People realized that a peaceful, organized environment was essential for well-being. The crisis also shifted our priorities. Health, relationships, and simple joys became central. Many found happiness in a simpler life, with fewer obligations and possessions. The pandemic accelerated minimalism's relevance, showing it was more than a trend. Living with less brought unexpected peace and freedom. As restrictions eased, many chose not to return to their old, cluttered routines. Minimalism became a proven roadmap for resilience and fulfillment. The global pause made us question what truly matters. In its wake, minimalism offered clarity and a new way forward. Minimalism is more than a design trend. It's a philosophy for living. Beyond clean lines and empty spaces, it's about how your life feels, not just how it looks. Minimalism asks you to define your values and make choices that align with them. It's about intention over appearance and meaning over accumulation. Instead of living by external pressures, you become the curator of your own existence. You choose what truly matters: creativity, family, adventure, peace, and let go of the rest. Authentic minimalism is a commitment, not a performance. It means repairing, saying no, and valuing experiences over things. These small, intentional choices build a life rich in meaning, not possessions. Minimalism creates alignment between beliefs and actions, bringing peace and authenticity. The real transformation is internal. Less conflict, more purpose. You're not just tidying your house, you're building a life of intention. That's the enduring appeal of minimalism. Time is our most precious resource, yet possessions quietly steal it away. Every item we own demands attention. Shopping, cleaning, organizing, discarding. Minimalism helps reclaim lost hours by reducing what we have to manage. With fewer things, life becomes simpler. Less cleaning, less organizing, calmer mornings. The time saved can be spent on what truly matters: hobbies, learning, rest, or connection. Physical clutter also creates mental clutter, adding stress and distraction. Simplifying your space brings peace and clarity, shrinking your mental to-do list. The guilt of unused items and disorganization fades. With less on your mind, focus and creativity flourish. You become more present and engaged in daily life. Minimalism frees both your home and your mind. By choosing less, you gain more time, peace, and freedom. That's the paradoxical reward of minimalism. Our consumer choices shape the planet's future. Hyper-consumerism leads to waste, pollution, and resource depletion. Minimalism challenges the idea that more is better, promoting sustainability. By consuming less and choosing quality over quantity, we reduce waste. Conscious shopping means asking, do I need this? Will it last? Is it responsible? Minimalism encourages repairing, borrowing, and sharing, not just buying. This mindset saves resources and fosters community. Every item not purchased conserves water, energy, and materials. Living lightly brings satisfaction and a sense of responsibility. Our collective choices can drive positive change. Minimalism is about creating a serene home and a healthier world. Intention and environmental consciousness go hand in hand. In a world of distractions, minimalism helps us rediscover true joy. By clearing away the non-essential, what remains becomes more meaningful. Simple pleasures, a favorite mug, a quiet conversation, shine brighter. Reducing quantity enhances the quality of our experiences. Minimalism shifts us from shallow pleasures to deep, focused joy. We savor sunsets, home-cooked meals, and moments of connection. The essentials, often overlooked, become sources of contentment. Minimalism magnifies these joys, reminding us happiness is simple. The goal isn't to own as little as possible, but to live as fully as possible. True abundance is measured by appreciation, not accumulation. By removing excess, we make space for what matters most. Minimalism is about cherishing the essential. That's its simple, life-changing promise. Like any popular idea, minimalism can be misunderstood and twisted. Sometimes it becomes a performance, a competition for who can own the least, often seen on social media. People post pictures of their stark, empty rooms to earn praise, signaling status, shifting the focus to the look of perfection. Companies sell minimalist products at very high prices, creating a contradiction where buying less means buying more expensive things. This creates pressure, suggesting a right way to be a minimalist, leading to feelings of guilt if your home doesn't look like the ones online. Remember, minimalism is a personal journey, a tool, not a destination. The goal is a life that feels right for you, not one that looks good to others. Guard against this shift from authentic practice to empty performance. Letting go of possessions can feel liberating, but it comes from a place of privilege. For many, having very few things is not a choice, but a daily reality. They are struggling to acquire the basic necessities. To celebrate extreme emptiness without acknowledging this reality can be insensitive. The popular image of minimalism often requires financial security. To get rid of something you might need later, you must be sure you can easily buy it again. For those living paycheck to paycheck, holding on to things just in case is a wise survival strategy. There is also a hidden cost to achieving the minimalist aesthetic we see online. This version of minimalism is about curating an expensive illusion of simplicity. Therefore, approach minimalism with compassion and self-awareness. It is about finding the right amount of stuff for your life. True minimalism understands that the freedom to let go is a freedom not everyone has access to. One of the most unfortunate pitfalls of any lifestyle movement is the tendency for some followers to become judgmental. When a person finds a path that brings them peace and clarity, they can sometimes believe it is the only correct path for everyone. In the world of minimalism, this can show up as judgment of those who live differently. A minimalist might look at a friend's colorful, collection-filled home and see only chaos and consumerism. They might silently criticize a family member's choice to keep sentimental items they view as clutter. This kind of judgment misses the entire point of the philosophy. The core of minimalism is to focus on what sparks joy for you, the individual. It is an intensely personal process of self-discovery. What brings one person joy might be a source of stress for another, and that is perfectly okay. A home filled with books, art, and souvenirs from a lifetime of travel is not necessarily a cluttered home. It can be a rich, vibrant expression of a person's history and passions. To judge that as wrong is to impose your own values onto someone else's life. We must remember that minimalism is not a moral high ground. Choosing to live with less does not make you a better person than someone who finds happiness in abundance. Maximalism, the love of color, pattern, and collecting, is an equally valid way of living. Some people feel energized and inspired by visually rich environments. Their creativity thrives amidst what a minimalist might call clutter. Their homes tell stories through layers of objects and memories. Joy is a diverse and beautiful thing, and it cannot be confined to a single aesthetic or philosophy. Ultimately, the practice of minimalism should cultivate empathy, not arrogance. As we become more intentional about our own lives, we should also become more understanding of the choices of others. The goal is to find what supports your own well-being and to grant others the grace to do the same. The real journey is not about cleaning out our closets, but about clearing our hearts of judgment. A truly minimalist life is not just free of physical clutter, but also free of the mental clutter of comparing and criticizing. It is a life that makes room for all kinds of joy. Is minimalism meant for everyone? No. Minimalism isn't a universal solution for happiness. It's one path among many. Human beings are diverse, and so are the ways we find comfort and joy. A clear space brings calm to some, but feels cold to others. Honor these differences. Maximalists find joy in color, texture, and collections that tell stories. This richness is their source of energy and comfort. Cultural backgrounds also shape our relationship with possessions. Abundance can signify hospitality and community. Objects passed down carry historical significance. Consider neurological needs. Some find minimalism understimulating and need sensory objects for comfort. Forcing simplicity ignores the complexity of the human brain. Minimalism is a flexible tool, not a strict set of rules. It's helpful for those overwhelmed by excess or distracted from their purpose. It can help you focus on what truly matters. But if your life is already joyful, you may not need it. The true goal is to live a more intentional life. This can take many forms. Instead of asking if minimalism is right for everyone, ask, what level of simplicity feels right for you? Find your own unique balance. Take what serves you and leave the rest, creating a custom approach that fits you. Minimalism should be seen as an invitation, not a command, to examine your life. Define your own version of a rich and meaningful life. The most important thing is that it is a life chosen with intention. We've explored minimalism's many faces, from transforming homes to calming minds. It champions sustainability, freedom, and a lighter footprint. Minimalism is a trend, shaped by anxieties about consumerism and digital overload. But its core, clarity, purpose, freedom from the unnecessary, is timeless. Minimalism isn't a rigid rulebook, it's a philosophy of intention. Does this support the life I want? Align daily actions with values, moving from passive accumulation to active curation. Build a life that feels authentic, joyful, and purposeful. As we conclude, let's revisit the question that sparked my journey. Does this spark joy? This question is the heart of intentional living. It cuts through external noise and guides you back to yourself. It empowers you to become the expert on your own happiness. What sparks joy is deeply personal. It celebrates your unique identity. Surround yourself with what lifts your spirit and supports your well-being. It's a life of abundance. I invite you to carry this question with you. Let it guide you. A life filled with joy is the destination. The most important thing is that it is a life that you have intentionally and lovingly chosen for yourself.